For distance learning, I have been encouraged by my team, which is my music, phy-ed, and media team at Hassan Elementary, to use FlipGrid for distance learning and for submissions from students. This is what I've learned in the last couple of weeks, and I thought I'd share. I'm going to share the simple tools that I've learned with FlipGrid, but I would encourage you to look at other FlipGrid videos as well, just because I am somewhat of a beginner to this. As you can see, 1 day and 2 hours in total. So it counts every minute that you're on FlipGrid or that your FlipGrids are being used. This is the FlipGrid that I've created for distance learning. It is my art class FlipGrid. And I have 2 discussions right now. So the way I've set it up, and you can set it up in many different ways, so just consider these. The way that I've set mine up is so that every week we have a new discussion for the students to communicate on. I am using this for 3rd grade through 5th grade, and they're all in the same conversation. Let's get started by just creating a topic for next week. I know that people have done topics, maybe creating them by class or maybe creating them by grade. I'm doing it per week, as I mentioned. So my students are going to become fine artists. And then that is going to be the week of April 27th through the, I guess that's through May 1st. Too much. Okay, good to know. There's a limit. Okay, and then over here, you can have them be able to talk for 10 minutes, but since I'm looking at every single one of them, I limit them to 45 seconds. Now here we can go ahead and add some comments of what you would like them to do. So maybe it is submit or say hi and then intro yourself and classroom teacher. This is what I've been having them do, say their name, classroom teacher. That helps me when I need to grade. And then finally tell or show and tell. And of course I would give more explanation than this. If I have a video of me explaining all this, I might go ahead and link. So you can link in this area as well, which is really nice. This is also really great. On this page, you have a choice to record yourself. You can upload a video. You can grab a video from YouTube or Vimeo. You can add a photo, and that's what I'm going to do is add a photo. So I'm going to go to my downloads and just add a nice simple photo. Looks good. Crop it down. You can make it square, 1:1, or all these different formats. Or the last 2 options you can do is grab an emoji, or you can get a GIF or GIF or whatever you want to call it. So some really great art ones. This one might be fun for some week, maybe next week. Those are fun. Then we're going to go ahead and create a topic. And what I can do is I can embed this if I want to. So if you have a private web page that you're sharing with your students, there is where the embed code is, and you can actually share to different places. So if you are running Google Classroom right now, boom, right there, you can share like that. And then you can have a QR code if you're doing this live or in person and you wanted people to just go scan it with their device. Or in our case, we're going to copy this. And so I like to copy this embed code to share with my students because it brings them directly to this topic. This is what it looks like so far. We're going to take some actions right now and just edit this topic a little bit more. We can go in a little farther. Again, if you needed to change it, you noticed that 45 seconds wasn't long enough. You can change that at this time, at any time actually. You can give a topic tip, so be sure to watch this video, or don't forget to introduce yourself. If there's something that you're missing or really want to emphasize, that's where that goes. Topic attachment, so here's where you can give a link to your blog or your Instagram or wherever you would like your viewers to go. And then you have some choices here. So topic status. If you want to moderate, you would click this on. And what that means is that the video is going to be recorded for the student, and then it's going to come to you. You are going to say, yep, it's good, or no, it's not. And then you'll submit it. What the problem is here most often, at least for our students, and I'm teaching 3rd through 5th with this, is that if students don't see their video right away, they don't think that they've recorded it. So be aware of that. And then this allows students to reply to each other or not. I'm experimenting. We've been working a lot on digital citizenship, so I'm leaving it on, but I have had it off the last couple of weeks. That is up to you. You can make it active or frozen. That frozen means nobody can add to it, or hidden. And you can also launch it at a certain time. So if this isn't due until next Monday at 9 a.m., you can go ahead and give that start time. Section is going to give you a few more choices. Do you want students to be able to take a selfie and video? Are they just taking a video? You just want them to take a selfie, maybe just holding up their artwork? You get to choose. I'm having them do this because they're most used to this with all of our classes that are requiring this. Will you let them give a video title? A lot of times I say yes to that. View count. So this means that they will see a number for how many views, and I typically shut this off because I don't need them to find value in that number at all. Sticky notes, allowing students to write little notes as they're recording. I usually just take that off because I'm not asking them to do anything at that level. And then editing, again, I take that off. This is not meant to be a big job for them. It's just a quick record, sharing their art. And then can they attach any links? Maybe there's times that I will want that, but for distance learning, simple is better. So attaching links is off for me as well. Here is the feedback area. So this is how you will give students feedback if you so choose. You can have basic feedback, and that just, you would give them a check possibly for ideas or performance, or you can customize this, and this is where you can make your own personalized rubric if you so chose to do so. Then we'll go ahead and just update this topic, and now all the changes have been made live. So even if someone is out there participating on this right now, that is what they'll go, or they'll get those updates right away the next time that they refresh it. Okay, so again, if I want to share this embed code or in this link, I'll copy it here. So that's up here, and then I can take other actions just for you to be aware of. You can delete something that has been submitted. You can export the data and duplicate the topic. So if you want this topic for next week, you just want to make a couple of adjustments, you can do that. You can move this topic to another grouping that you might have, and that'll make more sense too. This is an option that you have for students as well. So let's say that next week someone submits last week's project onto this FlipGrid. I can, on their video, I have this choice as well, and I can move their recording to the correct topic. So that's kind of nice. We can hide this topic, so I don't want people to be able to find it anymore. And then I haven't worked with these, so I can't really speak to these. And I have done a recording response, and that's what I'm going to talk to you next about. So as you can see, I have a couple of previous recordings or topics that students have already been adding to, and let's just go into my interior design. This was a canned image. So for your first one, they'll kind of give you just a canned one, which was perfect for me because I was just starting out. And then they also give you a canned response here, and I just edited that and it worked perfect for my first time. This is my recording. So what I did was I recorded myself as a model. So this is what I did. You can see.
Hey guys, I heard you're using FlipGrid in some of your other classes.
Okay, and I give them the example of how to record. And you can see that this has a star. So anytime the actions here would allow me, maybe, well, I'll show you where that is in just a moment, sorry. You can star something and that puts it to the top. So this was the only thing starred for a long time, but then I started having students that were doing some really great examples that I wanted other students to be able to see right away. So what I did was I would star them as well. So let's look at Sophia.
Hi, I'm going to be showing you my project on interior design.
Okay, she has her example right here, and this is where I can star something. So if I want to, I can remove that star or I can add that star, and that's going to put her to the top of the student, where the students can see. I can write some critiques right here. So I can write my discussion right here and then email it to them. Or if I just type it in, I'm just going to type make one change here. And right down here it says feedback saved. So feedback saved means that the students will have this available to them. If I want them to email, if I want to, I can email it to them. I'm just going to show you one more example here of how you can give feedback. So if I hit this plus, oh, well, actually two. Here's the grading rubric. If I want to give a grade, maybe 1 through 5 or whatever. And again, remember you can edit that. I can go ahead and record myself for feedback. So this is what I'm going to do. I usually like to change this a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And then I give a little countdown. Very good, Sophie, you did a great job. I really like it. And then I'll hit a stop and then go to the next. Very good, Sophie, you did a great. It plays it back to me. I can go ahead and take another little selfie. There we go, looking great. And when this is done, then I can go ahead and complete. So that feedback goes to her as well.
Hi, I'm going to be showing you my project.
Okay, but I think we'll trash that. So if you do record something that you don't want, you can go ahead and delete. Actions that you can take. Sophie has, for Sophie's here, we have the ability to edit the response. So I can go back in and change that, hide my response. I'm not really sure on mixtape, so you guys can investigate that one on your own. You can move the response, and that's what I was talking about. You can put it in another topic. Duplicate that if you so need to. Download the video, which is really nice if you wanted to share that somehow or add it onto a video of your own. And then you can delete the response. So if it's an inappropriate response, that is not a big deal. You can delete it right away. Okay, the other thing that you can do is share. So share that specific one if you would like to. And then you can make this hidden or active. So maybe it's something that you still want available to you.
Hi.
Instead of deleting, you can just hide it. So that's another option on the teacher side. That was definitely a lot longer than I anticipated it being as just a introduction to FlipGrid, but I wanted to show you all the things that I've found to be very valuable. If you want to see more of the student's perspective, I'm going to do another video that you can go ahead and click on right now. And then I do have other tech tips as I'm working on digital learning and then just within my classroom. So here is a playlist that you can check out as well.